Hey, Tiff.
Hey, cuz.
How are you, beautiful?
I'm good. Happy Valentine's Day, beloved. If nobody told you today, will you be my Valentine?
Listen, all day, every day. Okay,
Okay.
Diamond Love wins. Happy Valentine's Day,
Thank you.
um, and of course,
With an
Happy
N.
Wednesday.
I saw your
Happy
post first thing this morning. Yes, happy Wednesday. And I was saying Valentine's with an N. I saw your post first thing this morning coming for the people.
because I had to help him out. Like last year, I got so many Valentine's text messages. I was like cringing. Like, how do I respond to this nicely? But I really want to say, bruh, seriously, it is not times, but time. But you know what? When I was in love, I didn't mind that my ex used to call it Valentine's. I'd be like, okay, you know, he cute. Now it's like, that's annoying. Stop doing that.
He
But
love
anyway,
it.
it's Wednesday, and we are here with the Hustle and Shine podcast. Hey, Jims. Hey, gents. Y'all get in here, get in here, get in here. Y'all knew what today was going to be. Y'all do this to us every week. Every week at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We are here. We y'all at? Oh, it's Valentine's. Y'all booed up. Y'all
They
on date.
they better get their booze in here. Listen, I I ain't gonna throw no shade, but some of them sitting on those dates with the phone in their hand anyway, so they might as well just click on into one of these streams and watch us
True
anyway.
story. No, true story, cuz like y'all know y'all waiting on your appetizers and your dinner and y'all are all on your phones. Why not tune into Hustle and Shine podcast? Like, why not?
Exactly, exactly.
Exactly.
Sit
We
next to
love
each
all
other
the
in the
gems.
booth, watch it together.
Right. Welcome all the gems, all the gents. So, Cuzzo,
Yes.
we got a lot on the schedule tonight, a lot on the agenda tonight. But how are you? How's your week been? How's your midweek day going?
It is going well. Work is productive. Everything is going. My baby girl. We had on the sidebar. We had this conversation about her boyfriend and what he was going to gift her for Valentine's Day, and I was a little like, you know. He wanted to pay for her to get her nails done, and I was like, there was something about that just didn't sit right in my mommy soul.
Did it feel
But it's
lazy?
What he did do, however, was he got her this beautiful basket and he put a little fuzzy blanket in it and some squishmallows. And he wrote her the most beautiful poem in a card. And he gave her some flowers. So when he asked her to be his Valentine, he gave her live flowers, which died, of course, a couple, they're live flowers. But this time he
Right.
gave her some very pretty artificial flowers. And he said, like their love, they'll never die.
So corny and so cute.
This
We
is
love
how.
it.
Oh, look, I love this new thing that you can do with the eyes.
I
This,
know Zoom does it too. So like when I do this to because when I'm talking to my white coworkers, I'm like, and
okay,
so I'm like,
just don't
oh,
do this
that
one.
really happens. Like, yeah. But oh, that's so precious and so sweet.
I
And
love it.
I pray he never loses that sincerity because somewhere along the way, men are tainted and they just don't want to do those things anymore. And
Mhm.
but that's a whole nother topic for another episode. But congratulations to them. I hope she enjoys her gifts. Honey, I'm here for the fuzzy blanket. I love me a fuzzy blanket. Fuzzy
You want to know?
blanket, Sour Patch Kids, I'm
She
yours.
got him one too, though, and that's crazy. She got him a fuzzy blanket too. So
See? They're in sync.
yes,
Oh, they know each other well. We love it.
yes, they
We
speak
love
each other's love language. So
Exactly.
yes,
We love it. So Tip, I want to let you take over for a moment. I know you're going to
Mhm.
do our sober up moment, but before we get into that, there is someone we want to acknowledge. I'll let you lead that.
Yes. I want us as a community to take a moment of silence. Our diamond writer, our fellow sister in our soul tribe, Miss Lady E, lost the love of her life partner. Um, yeah, it was pretty devastating to hear the message from her. And we, as the Diamond Writer community, and all of those who extend beyond the screens and everything like that, we just want you to send love, light to Lady E and her family. Ralph is now with the ancestors watching over us, and we wanted to pay homage to him this evening. So, a moment of silence for Ralph. Cleansing breath, everyone. Cleansing breath.
I just took a deep breath, like, whew. And real quick before we move on to the sober moment, I first met Ralph at our Diamond Standard event. He drove all the way here from Florida to support our Diamond Lena E. And just the joy on his face and the pride in his face, watching her be her and watching her tell her story and empower women. Those are the type of partners we all pray for. You
Mm-hmm.
know, someone who is just as excited about what you're doing as if it were them. And then I got to, spend time with him again in the following month. I was on a talk show in Orlando. And I was like, every time I'm in Orlando, I have to go to Disney. I love Disney. That's right. In my 40s, and I love Disney. And he worked at Disney. And so he was like, oh, I got y'all. And so he got us into Disney. I'm talking star treatment. He walked us to where we wanted to go, like through the VIP sections and gates. And he just laughed at how much fun we were having as grown women. Like we were tickled, Danielle, myself, and Mel. And he got on a couple of rides with us and just literally enjoyed being in our space. And I was just like, he is such a pure soul. And so we definitely will miss him, and we honor him, and we holding her down. Just know that your girls and your wife are in our love and in our care, and we got you. So,
Yeah.
sleep in peace, King.
Yes.
I just wanted to share that. But go ahead, Tiff, to talk about
Yes. Okay, the sober up moment for today. I'm gonna get any little what do you call it? No imagery tonight.
Oh yeah, girl. See, this is
I
why
need
we
I
need
need
mail.
imagery. I need imagery because I'm about to pull up my sleeves.
But this is why we need mail, because I'll be slipping. I'll be all in the conversation. It's our sober up. Let's sober up.
All right. If you were like everybody else on Sunday, you watched the Super Bowl. Now, some of them watched it for the teams that were playing,
I
some
watched
of
it for
them
the
watched it for the
concert.
commercials, and some of them were there for the concert. And that's what we're here to talk about. All right. Usher's halftime performance was watched by 129.3 million viewers. And I'm trying to figure out what about the households where it was a party that was going on and it was 17, 20 people of them there too. But I digress. It broke records. It broke records. Yes. Usher brought the A all the way to Vegas and he turned up. Okay.
Yeah,
12
yeah.
songs he performed, 6 special guests. All right.
Mhm.
Everybody talking about Alicia. Yes, that first note.
She had left
Miss
her voice in the back. She needed a minute. She had left the voice.
So what y'all don't know is my sister and brother-in-law were here in Brooklyn because Swiss has a new exhibit. Spike's exhibit came down at the Brooklyn Museum. Swiss's went up. So they were literally here like 48 hours before they were in Vegas. So, it was cold here and then it's over there. So maybe, whatever. But that's okay. I digress. Everybody has an off moment. And so, yes, that first note, Alicia didn't hit it, but the rest of the show and the dress was dressing. Okay.
It really was.
Mm, I told Molly I need one of those in my life. Okay.
Somebody
Continuing
said she was
on.
out there looking thick like a steamed lobster tail. I fell.
So first of all, I said since you're a Disney person, I was like she was giving Mrs. Incredible vibes,
She
like with
really was.
that snatched waist and in them hips. But
She really was. No, she was. Yeah. Yeah.
okay, we're gonna
Yeah.
move on to her, who played the out of that guitar. Like I was like, oh my God, go baby, go. And then I found out that she had sang at a Super Bowl like opening when she's like 11 years old. Full circle moment. We're gonna keep
Man.
going. Jermaine Dupri in the socks.
I don't know what was about the Sunday school socks. I wasn't, I was
So first,
confused.
so first of all, I thought he was looking a little bit like Steiny or whoever it was from the Little Rascals. Like
Yeah.
that's who I with the church shorts and the socks. But then he had to let us know that they were designer socks, and
We don't care.
that still
They
didn't
were
take it away.
awesome.
Usher did
Right.
Usher did 2 wardrobe changes. He was on the skates. He was out there with the fret. But this
Yeah.
is the sober up moment.
Yeah.
My sober up moment goes to Queen Beyonce.
Mhm.
And Beyonce and her team need to
Oh, you're breaking up. You gotta start over. Wait, your sound went
Listen,
away.
the beehive is messing with
Okay,
me.
you back. They messing with you before you even get to talk. They heard Beyonce. It's like, what? Turn her off.
Oh Lord.
All right, you back. What were you saying? Go start again.
Am I
Did you
back?
freeze? I hear you, but you're not moving. But that's okay as long as I can hear you.
Am I back?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. They don't want me.
And you're paused
They don't
again.
want me.
Okay, don't worry about it. We will figure out your sound because I'm curious to know what the sober up moment is. But why while Tiff is getting her sound together so that we can
Am
hear
I
her sober
back?
up moment about Queen Bey, it's still choppy. It's still it was good this whole time, and now all of a sudden it's like you can't speak.
Every every
Okay, now you're
every
back. Go
time I
ahead.
say her name, it messes up.
Don't say her name. Just say
It
what you
wasn't
want to
her
say.
moment.
Mm-mm. No,
It wasn't her moment. I get it.
no.
It's all about marketing. It's about ploy. It's all about that. But this was her release. Her drops could have waited till midnight.
Mm,
The way that the Super Bowl played it out was right after the concert. They go into a commercial and it says, "If you think this broke records, stay tuned." And then
mm,
people like myself who were there for the concert were like, "Okay, what's getting ready to come up next?" And
mm,
that's what came up next. And so the sober
mm.
up moment goes to that team because stop stealing other people's moments. You are the queen of everything except,
Yeah.
certain things that you had talked about last week. But yeah, when it comes down to the music, you're the queen of it. You didn't have to come in there and rain on that man parade. And I equated it to somebody getting proposed to at somebody else's wedding.
Exactly. No, I'm for and I will say I loved her Verizon commercial. I felt like that was the only commercial that was commercial. Like the rest of them, I was like, boo. The Dunkin' Donuts one, I was like, no thanks. Like, stop trying to make them relevant. I don't care about Jen and Ben. I don't care that they're together. Who cares? Like, stop trying to make them relevant. But
stop stop trying to make fetch work.
like, stop trying to make that work. It's not gonna work. Like, stop. Like, you can't sit with us. Like, we don't care. Like, we literally do not care that they're back together for the 15th time, right? In the same vein, though, what you just said about Beyonce kind of stealing Usher's thunder a little bit, it was giving me Janet Super Bowl performance with Justin, Timberlake vibes. Like I'm trying my best to hold on to my spot, and I just feel like Beyonce doesn't have to do that. Even with her announcement that she's doing a country album. What's the young lady killing it in country right now? The cute little yellow red bone thing. What's her name?
I don't know. I don't
I
listen to
don't know the
country
pumpkin
music.
name. My daughter know her, but I
If
just
y'all
feel
know,
like
drop it in the chat.
yeah, I just feel like that's what that's about. Like, oh, me too. I gotta take over that too. But again, I'm not a Beyonce fan, but I'm not a Beyonce hater either.
Mhm.
And that's where the Beehive likes to put you. If you don't love her, then you hate her. It's like, no, there's neutral territory, you idiots. But anyway, that's not here nor there. So yeah, I have to agree with you though. I feel like Usher should have had his whole moment, his entire moment without being disrupted by all that is Beyonce. Like, but I will say I did like the commercial. I did enjoy the commercial very much. I thought it was hilarious.
Girl,
But
how about it took me 2.5 seconds to be like, why Beyonce putting out a country album? Oh yeah, she is from Texas.
yeah, but still, like I feel like it's a lot to do with the young lady that's kind of killing it right now in country. But that's just my opinion. I could be damn
Mhm.
wrong. She may have been working on this for before Renaissance tour, before she may have always wanted to do this, and it's just now is her time. But it
Yeah,
seems a little disingenuous to me. But that's whatever. That's whatever. All
yeah.
right.
Thank you.
So thank you, Tiff, for the sober up moment. We appreciate you. I want to jump into our topic. And before I do, though, I did have a disclaimer or something. And I didn't even really a disclaimer, but just something I wanted to say to our gems and gents. We are so grateful for your feedback. We really appreciate you coming back week after week. We thank you for sharing our live, sharing the replay, watching the replay, subscribing to our YouTube channel. I get a lot of feedback in my DMs on Instagram, on Facebook. A lot of people reach out to me via email because it is on our website, obviously, and they give advice on ways that they think we can grow this platform and grow our viewership and grow our reach and expand our reach, which again, I appreciate. However, more recently, I've been getting comments like, "Oh, you guys should discuss more trending topics, or you should discuss, more topics around love and relationships," which we do. But one thing I want to say to those of you who don't really understand our mission, this platform is tailored to men and women on their healing journey. Yes, we discuss topics that are trending sometimes. We discuss topics that are lighthearted and more fun. We try to make you laugh, but everything we do and speak of points back to you, working on you and healing, the broken pieces on the inside. And sometimes I just don't believe that every topic has to be platformed. I don't feel like everything trending needs to be discussed because one, you lose your authenticity when you are doing what everyone else is doing. It diminishes your voice, your platform, your brand. And I don't want my brand diluted to echo the toxic rhetoric that all these other podcasts have. There are more than enough podcasts who talk about the same shit. And I'm sorry, I just don't want to be one of those who do that. So thank you for the feedback. We appreciate it. But unfortunately, that is one thing that you'll not see change here. We are not going to get in the habit of doing what everyone else is doing. We don't want to. But we do appreciate everything that you have to say. We continue to encourage you to continue sharing your feedback. But I did want to respond to that because we've gotten several messages from the same person about wanting to see more trendy relationship topics discussed. And I just feel like there's more than enough platforms for you to go to and subscribe for that toxic, rhetoric and perpetuating gender war type of conversations. It's not going to happen here. Sorry. But thank you. All right. With that said, what we are talking about tonight, our topic for tonight is soft life for sale. Soft life for sale. And I know y'all probably confused, like, what you mean soft life for sale? What does that even mean? Well, first we're going to talk about what is a soft life. Like, truly, what is a soft life? Where does the term come from? So I'm going to come to you first, Tiff, before I give my opinion and what I've researched on a soft life.
All right. Well, first of all, I was going to say I didn't know what a soft life was until it started trending as a hashtag on Instagram. And then I was like, oh, I want one of those. And then I needed to go and find out exactly what it was that I wanted because the aesthetic was very pretty, but I wanted to know what it was. So according to some, a soft life is a mindset in which the person is focused on comfort, relaxation, and a decrease of stress in their lives. This is done through setting boundaries, prioritizing self, being mindful of what happens in their life that they can and can't control. And I was like, oh, I could do that. So yes, I want a soft life.
Yeah. Exactly. No, and same for you. So I actually heard the term soft life about 4 years ago in a therapy session. My therapist referred to, me adopting a soft life. And in order to do that, I have to abandon hustle culture. I had to abandon perfectionism and adopt this soft life mentality. And one of the key things that she said, and I wrote this down so I didn't forget to share it with you all because I absolutely loved it and it resonated with me. But she said, like you, soft life is a lifestyle of comfort and relaxation with minimal challenges or stress. It's about changing habits and shifting your mindset. It means abandoning hustle culture and shifting your energy toward the things that bring you peace. This is what she taught me about how to adopt a soft life. Unfortunately, we live in a social media, entertainment, influencer driven world. And so somebody got a hold of this and then, pivoted or shifted its meaning to materialistic things. So now when we see women hashtagging, or pound, one of the baby boomers at work said pound. I said, wait, no, we're not doing that. But we see these hashtags around soft life, and it's them on vacation or them shopping or spending a ton of money at a spa. It's them having a closet full of shoes and purses and clothes. It's them having a man that takes care of them and they don't want for anything and don't have to earn anything or do anything. And unfortunately, that has been the definition of a soft life has been tainted by social media, as everything in life has been. Many things have been destroyed by social media, but a lot has been tainted
Mhm.
by social media, because a soft life actually has nothing to do with extrinsic influence. It has everything to do with influence, I mean, internal changes and intrinsic qualities. That's what creates a soft life. A soft life cannot be purchased. And that's why we wanted to do that play on words tonight, soft life for sale. There is not a damn thing you can buy that will guarantee you a soft life. There is not a person you can date that will guarantee you a soft life. It's literally up to you. One of the quotes that I love is it's not about, or life is 10% how what you experience and 90% how you what's the quote? It's like 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you respond
That's
to it, or something
how
like
you
that.
react to it. Hmm.
Right. And that is essentially what that means to have a soft life. Like, you have to control you, your habits, your mindset, your best practices. All of those things is what cultivates you having a soft life. And so what I hope to do tonight is, one, break the stereotypes of what a soft life is, get a lot of the women, and I really want to speak to the women in particular tonight, because many of you think dating a certain type of man is going to guarantee you a soft life, or making a certain amount of money and securing the bag. You're really going to burn yourself out, and you're not going to enjoy a soft life, because you'll be so busy hustling and grinding. When it's time to relax, you in the hospital because you done did too much to exert yourself physically. So, Tip, I want to come back to you,
Hmm.
just to give you an opportunity to kind of comment on some of the things that I said about what is a soft life, or
Well,
what is.
yeah, definitely that whole thing about, off on vacations to exotic lands and glamorous clothes and, exquisite meals, like all of these things are what's posted. But for me, once I decided I was going to enter this soft girl season and I was going to go for this soft life, because you and I spoke about this like last year. We were like, listen, the one thing when people talk about, oh, I'll pray for you, you're so resilient, we was like, don't pray us no more resilience. No more resilience. We don't want no, we need ease. We need softer, more curved, rounded, no more jagged edges. Like, and so for me, I was like, okay, 2024, I'm really going to pursue this. And again, it starts with the shift of the mindset of
Yeah.
me really accepting, as it says, accepting the things that I can change and what I can't change. And
Mm-hmm.
the only thing that I can really change is myself, and then how I react to those things that I can't change.
Right.
So for me, embracing this softness actually really means going soft. So
Right.
for me, Tiffany Phoenix Mathias, that
Mhm.
means changing the colors in my wardrobe, changing what's in my wardrobe. I
Yeah.
don't know, I probably do. It probably goes back to elementary school and having to wear like shorts under my dresses and my skirts because the boys were fresh and I like to play on the monkey bars and stuff like that. But eventually I dropped the skirts and the dresses and just stayed in the shorts and the
Yeah.
pants. And I was like, wow, like every time I wanted to go out, I had to buy something to wear because I knew the visual that I was going for, but I did not possess these items to have to put this look together. So yes, so for me, going soft did mean purchasing some things,
Hmm.
but it didn't mean breaking the bank to be able to do so. So
Right.
that's how I'm choosing to embrace the soft life, and really trying to make sure that I can level out my blood pressure without this amlodipine.
That part. That's really where I want to park tonight. Like, we can talk about, all the luxuries and the luxury lifestyle that many women have convinced themselves equate to a soft life. And the piece that I really want to deal with women tonight, um, I posted something earlier this week, and it was Sunday, and she asked me to take it down. So respectfully, I removed it off my Instagram. But I had posted how I was having a conversation with a young lady, a friend of mine, after church, and she was telling me how she's pretty much being bullied by somebody, some random account on Instagram. And that no matter how much she blocks it, there's another account, that comes. And now the first thing I ask is, how the hell is this person even getting to you? Because everybody goes to my message request. You can't even send me a message. But apparently this person is responding to her stories and just saying real reckless, bogus stuff. And so she said to me, I was like, so why haven't you responded? Like, why haven't you said anything to the person? Why aren't you saying anything? And she's like, well, I'm just kind of protecting my peace and, ignoring them. I said, well, sis, got to stop you there. Because first of all, you have no peace about this. You have anxiety. I can see it in your face and hear it in your voice. This person is causing you anxiety. And so I think sometimes I use that as an example because I think sometimes we take these cliches and we take these mantras and these trending influencer memes and statements, and then we try to adopt them, but they don't fit in our lives. That does not fit for you. Keeping peace or maintaining peace is obviously doesn't mean ignoring this person because it's not working for you. And so this is no different than building a soft life. Seeing other people's luxuries and other people's lifestyles of luxury does not equate to a soft life for you because honestly, I used to live a luxurious life. And when I say luxurious, meaning my ex-husband was in the military and, he was a military officer. After he got out the military, he was working for the government, making great money. I was making great money. We used to travel all the time. We had multiple cars, this big ass house in Maryland. And yet I was hard as hell. I had a temper, an attitude, a mouth on me. I was rude. Like, so there was, I had luxury, but wasn't nothing soft about my life. My marriage was constantly in discord and beefing and fighting and arguing. There was nothing soft about my life. I had stuff, I had tangible stuff, I had items and materialistic things, but there was nothing soft about me. I was actually the hardest I've ever been in my life. I was so rough around the edges and so standoffish, and everything was a fight and everything was offensive. And what you saying? Why you talking to me like that? All the time. So there was nothing soft about me or my life. My life was actually pretty hard. I just had a lot of stuff. I had a lot of things. I had all the new purses, the new shoes, a brand new truck anytime I wanted one. But there was nothing soft about me or about my life. It was luxury and not soft. And so that's something I want to make sure that you all understand. You can have a soft life and not have all of the luxuries that you think are required. Because now my life is so much more humble. I live in a smaller house. It's still a really nice house, but I live in a smaller house. I don't drive foreigns anymore. Y'all know I used to have a Lexus, a BMW, or I constantly felt like I had to have a car like that. I drive a Kia now, and I'm happy as hell. Okay, my house is a lot smaller than my old home. I don't know. I still shop like crazy, but I don't travel, as much as I used to because I got kids now. So I make sure that my trips are, family friendly and kid appropriate. But I'm happier now. I'm healthier now, and I'm actually softer now. And so, anyway, I want to pause there, Tiff, and let you chime in before we move on to the next topic, subtopic. Mm-mm. I think you froze again. Okay, no worries. Tip is having technical difficulties. It happens. If you have a podcast or anything that you do in technology, it is not perfect. It is very flawed. Are you back, Tiff? Okay, there you go.
I'm here. The crazy thing is, off on the side, I can see it playing and it's not glitching, but I obviously cannot hear what's being said. What I'm taking away from what it is that you're saying is that releasing releasing the pressure to maintain those things is what helped solve my anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I have to
Dang.
say, I've had some financial pressures taken off of me, and I think I'm
Mhm.
enjoying myself more
Yeah.
because I'm on to the next thing. So I hope that came across, and y'all were able to hear me.
It was a little choppy, but I was able to piece it together. So I'm sure the gyms were able to get it together too. But that's okay. Again, I know about technical difficulties. I work in tech and it is beyond flawed. Like it has its issues. So we wanted to define for y'all what a soft life truly is so that you will hopefully stop adopting the mindset of others and really figure that out for yourself. How can you make your life low stress? How can you deal with your challenges a little bit differently? Because that's truly what develops and creates that soft life. And so that's actually what we're going to talk about next is consistency. I lost my co-host, y'all. All right, no worries. I'm going to do what I can do until she's back. And she's back. Tip, tell your internet I said stop playing with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tell you, again, I'm telling you, we must be getting ready to touch somebody because I'm on this computer. I'm on this computer all day, every day in my meetings, and I don't have any problems. And then it's time for me to get in the Hustle and Shine podcast and start speaking to the people. And now all of a sudden, my internet is
It's like
unstable.
bloop, bloop, bloop.
Mm-hmm.
Trifling. So I was introducing the next subtopic where I wanted to talk a little bit about consistency versus currency. A lot of women think
Mm-hmm.
that they are not eligible for a soft life because they don't make a certain amount of money or they don't have a man that provides for them or takes care of them and all of those things. And I really want to talk about how consistency in working at the things that make you softer is what really draws soft life experiences toward you. And
Mm-hmm.
just to give an example of what I mean by that, like my communication style back in the day was pretty raw. I mean, I still use profane and vulgar language. God is working on me. Y'all know that. I'm saved, but not perfect. And so I still, drop a F bomb once in a blue, and I still got some words that I probably shouldn't say. But it was a lot worse before. Like it was really bad. A conversation with me outside of work was really harsh. I had no filter. I thought it was cute to have no filter. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know how to speak to people. I didn't look people in their eyes. I dismissed folks while I was talking to them. Because I was so well versed and had such a broad vocabulary, I would actually try to intentionally make people feel stupid talking to me. Like, seriously, like I used to do some really mean things in terms of how I communicated. And so I realized after a while, I would only attract people and conversations that were just as mean and as nasty as mine was. Like I
Mm-hmm.
always had a combative or argument with somebody. It was always like a lot of discord and fighting. I never just had an intellectual, exchange or just a positive conversation like I do now. For those of you who know me now, I'm sure you're probably like, "What? She's always speaking so nice. She's always speaking life." That's new me. But I'm referring to old me when I was living really hard and had such a hard disposition. I didn't know how to communicate. I would say whatever I wanted to people and just felt like they should deal with it. Even the way I spoke to my children, the way I talked to my parents, like I had no
Mm-hmm.
respect. There was no respect in my communication style. It was, I am who I am, take it or leave it. I said what I said. You want to fight? Like that was literally my attitude. I was so hard. And now all I draw toward me are people who are pleasant and want to have great engaging discussions, who want to laugh, who want to joke, because I've worked on making myself soft in that way. I've
Mm-hmm.
worked on softening my heart and softening my spirit and having a brighter light than I used to have. And so it took years to cultivate that. It took me years. Tiff knows. We've been cousins since we were little. We know, she know. I had a mouth on me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to talk to people. And last thing I want to say before I come to you, Tiff, we don't realize how that even impacts our own self-talk. The conversations I would have with myself were very nasty and aggressive and what I'm saying, and angry and rude, to even how I spoke to myself, my own self-talk and my own thoughts about me, simply because that's what was inside of you. The overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. So what's in your heart is what will come out of your mouth. And so if all in your heart is just hard and malice and anger and
Mm-hmm.
frustration and bitterness, that's all that's going to come out your mouth. That's why you see all over social media, the only thing most women talk about is bitterness, because that's what's in their heart. And so if you don't start to
Yeah.
work on that heart condition, that's all that's ever going to come out. And so that's just one part of creating a soft life, is working on those areas with consistency. I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
change the way I talk. I wanted to speak life. I wanted to speak positive. I wanted to, to affirm people and to exhort people when I open my mouth. So I had to intentionally work on that. And it took years, years. Okay. Go ahead, Tiff.
No, so what I'm automatically thinking is about not only the dis-ease within your mind and body, like how you were talking because of, whatever circumstances led you into this harsh, rugged, rah rah type persona, because that's what I'm going
Yeah.
to call it, is a persona, because at the root of who you are at your heart, no, that is not who you are, Natima Sheree, the Queen Pen, as a whole. It's one persona, right?
Right.
But then that also shows up as disease in people. Now, I mentioned that, I wanted to embrace this soft life because I'm on medication for my blood pressure.
Mm.
um i I went all the way up into my mid 40s and never had an issue, a medical issue in my life. And
Mm.
then all of a sudden, I started getting these elevated blood pressure reads, and the doctor monitored it for a while. And then I was like, oh, it first started going up about 5 years ago as we were planning the wedding. I'm like, girl, it's work and I'm stressed and I'm planning this wedding. And okay. And she's like, okay, we'll monitor it. Got
Yeah.
through that. And then we go into um I got married in the summer, we go into the fall, into the winter, and it's still elevated. And I'm like, it's work, it's stress, I'm in retail management, it's a busy time of year, so it'll
Yeah.
calm down after the new year. So we go into the new year, she reads it, it's still elevated. And I'm like,
Mm.
well, now we're going into the pandemic, it's a pandemic, it's everybody. And she's like, listen, sweetie, every time we do these reads, there's always going to be a reason that
Yeah.
we live in a heightened anxiety, tension filled world. But that
Right.
does not mean that your body needs to react to it like this. And on the grand
Right.
scheme of things, is like, yeah, this is about how you're monitoring your stress, but this is what high blood pressure does. And yes,
Right.
you come from a family that has hypertension. And so you're only 44 years old, you're only 45 years old.
Yeah.
You got to get this under control. So now here I am, 2.5 years into being on this medication, and my blood pressure still has not stabilized. And so now it's like, okay, do I look into science and them upping this medication, this foreign thing into my body, or do I figure out how to address this holistically? And so
Right.
that's looking at my diet and my movement and exercise. That's looking at the stress levels in my life, how I'm handling the stress levels. Sure,
Yeah.
I could keep popping these pills, but all the pills are doing are treating the symptoms. They're not treating the cause
Right.
of the symptoms, which is that I don't know how to regulate the tension and the stress in my body.
Mm. Wow.
So, enter soft life here. So we
That's
got
good.
some people popping up in the comments.
Yes, let's take a look and see who in the building.
All
Let me
right.
see. Let me see. All right. I'm gonna go all the way back to the beginning. Is that pronounced Shakima White? Good evening.
Yes. Hey,
Welcome.
Shakima.
Welcome. Welcome.
Hi, darling.
Jessica is here and tagging folks. We appreciate you. Look, Jessica is on it. I swear that is our culture keeper. She
Mhm.
makes sure that we
Call,
have visibility.
call the people into the space. Call them.
Exactly. Come on, Tiffany. Where you at? Where's Tiffany Duncan? Where you at? Where's Tiffany Washington? Where you at? Like y'all get in here, get in here. Hey Michelle, dropping diamonds. Good to see you. I hope you're feeling better. Hey Colleen, one of our honorary diamonds. She was with us from the beginning. How you doing, sis? Glad you're here. She says praying and sending love to Lady E and her family. We will make sure she gets that message. Thank you so much. Hey Tiara. Hey Sweets Rights. Thank you for joining us tonight. Shell Max says her did her thing. I have no idea what we're talking about, but all right then. Oh, Beyonce.
Her, her,
That
the
was her.
artist on the guitar.
Oh,
Her
her.
did
You
her
know,
thing.
she did that. She did. Oh, you know why? Because I'm used to seeing H period E period R.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I get it. Hey, hey, Sky. Good to see you. Soft life is mental, not material. Ooh, come on. Y'all
Sky,
see
send that to us so we could put it on some merch.
Y'all see that? Soft life is mental, not material. Come on, dropping gems. One of our honorary diamonds. Thank you so much for being here, Sky. We miss you. Hello, Gent. Hi, Jerome. Good evening. Thank you for being here. All right, I'm gonna take one more. Ooh, he wrote a good comment. All right, what Jerome got to say?
That's
He
my
says you have.
buddy Romy Rome.
Oh, you know Jerome. Okay, well, welcome. He says you have to be able
I
to play
know,
double dutch
I
with
know
it.
Romy Rome.
I came from Wall Street as a high school kid, and I learned early to be able to switch it off and on and off like a light switch. Once I got off the J train, it was hood, but when I was around the work people, it was a different tone and personality, is what I'm assuming, or persona. No, and I completely agree with
Persona.
you. Code switching was not my issue. I did that very well. My challenge was the the toxicity underneath it. So whether I was in a
Mhm.
professional setting or in a personal setting, it both conversations were toxic. One sounded a little bit more professional, but the undertone of my commentary and the undertone of the context was nasty because that's just who I was at the time. And this is not to brag. I'm not proud of that. I'm very grateful,
Mhm.
um, for my growth and my transformation. But I'm just saying that's the difference in when I was living a hard life versus when I started to intentionally pursue a more soft life or softer life. So thank y'all so much for being here. We appreciate you. Continue to show us love in the comments. Continue to drop those gems. Hey, Bernadette, one of our new diamonds. Thank you for being here. Make sure that you all share this live. Make sure that you drive some traffic to our YouTube. We're now on Instagram. I think we were able to get on Instagram tonight. I can't check. I'm scared to do anything with the controls. I'm scared something bad gonna happen, so I'm not going to touch it. But I think we're there. If you see us on Instagram, please drop a comment or a gem and let us know that you see us, or say, "Hey, I'm watching from Instagram," so that we'll know if it went well or not. If it did not, we will try again next week. It is our goal to expand our reach and to broaden, our viewership, and so we wanted to include Instagram Live as a way to do that. All right, Cuzzo, you ready for the final topic under soft life for sale? All right, we're gonna talk about create it and then cultivate it. And it is misspelled. Y'all know me. Look, I'm a writer. I'm a
Damn it. It's the
that's all.
nails.
You are totally fine. I'm going to fix that. But create it and then cultivate it. Because what are some ways that our gems and gents can first create the soft life that they desire, and then what do they need to do to maintain it? Like, how do they create it where it's sustainable?
So I think the first thing they need to do is know that what's the soft life for them is not going to necessarily be the soft life for everybody else. It's not going to look the same. It's going to be what's true and genuine to themselves. And so look at where it is you want to begin to see the changes in your life.
Yeah,
Is it professionally? Is it personally? Is it in your intimate relationships? Is it with family? Is it with friends? Like, start figuring that out and start
yeah.
really looking at yourself to see, like, what is it about me that I need to change or I
Hmm.
can change?
Hmm. I love that. I absolutely love that. And you know what? You're right, because for me, creating the soft life was first recognizing who I was. You know what I mean? Like, that was the prerequisite. In order to have a soft life, I had to first establish a life and knowing who I was. And that what took the most work. Really being able to step into my own personality, my own lifestyle, what I enjoy, what I want. Like, I had a conversation earlier with a friend, um, and he was like, "Oh, what did you get for Valentine's Day?" And I said, "I got some Sour Patch Kids and some peanut M&Ms." And then he was just like, "That's it?" I'm like, "That's what I wanted." Like, I am not a rose, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I like flowers, don't get me wrong, but I like plants more. So bring me a plant. You get what I'm saying? Something that I can nurture beyond today. Like, I'm not huge on flowers, but I like them. But I'm really big on plants. You bring me a plant, that's my love language. Okay, plant parenting is my love language. But it's no like, bring me the things that I like and the things that make me smile. And so, knowing yourself and knowing the type of soft life you want, what does that look like for you? Does your soft life include you saying no more? Does it include you enforcing your boundaries more? Does it include you putting yourself first and not others first? Those all have play a part in cultivating a soft life, because I don't care how much money you're spending on yourself, how much pampering you're doing. If you leave the spa and then go home and it's chaotic at home and you're stressed out, that massage was a waste of money, because you got rubbed on, but you walking right back into the same chaos that you left where you needed the massage in the first place. But if you cultivate a safe space in your home, you create that in your home first, it will follow you everywhere you go. So anything you invest in will be sustainable. And sorry, y'all, I'm talking weird. I'm not used to not having my braces on. So I'm like, but anyway, just making sure that you understand the type of life that you desire for you. What does the soft life look like for you? I'm not saying you can't enjoy, quality things or luxury things. Everyone knows I like to shop a lot. I shop a whole lot. But I also make sure that my bills are paid. I also make sure that I'm investing in therapy. So yeah, I might buy 10 pair of shoes, but I also pay for 10 sessions of therapy, because that is really what will cultivate that soft life. So I'm gonna pause there. Tiff, I'm gonna come back to you. Let's give them some advice on creating habits. What are like 3 habits that has worked for you in developing your soft life and really maintaining it?
So the first habit was the returning to journaling and writing. And I totally believe, like, if it comes out my mouth, I need to own it. Yep, I said what I said, type of thing. And sometimes the delivery be off, but I meant what I said. And what I've come to appreciate is that I could curse in my journal, scream and shout. I've noticed that based on my mood swings and the energy that I'm channeling, even my writing will change. Like if I'm angry and in an intense mindset, my writing is very sharp and pointed. But if I'm flowing, it's more cursive and smooth and everything like that. I'm like, sometimes I read my journals and it doesn't even look like the same person wrote what was in there. It's all me, but it's like the different personas, the different personalities pop up, and they need to get their words and their piece out too. And so it shows up that way. So the first one is journaling and writing. The second one is I am a clown at heart. Like I love to crack a joke. I love to laugh. I'm such a silly person at heart. And so I've decided to be silly. As corny as I'm a laugh at my own joke.
Yeah.
I'm a share those memes and those reels and all those stuff with people. I might flood your timeline with it, but if it made me laugh, man, I'm gonna share it with you because I want you to share this joy too. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. But so that's the other thing. Like I enjoy laughing. Like so I've changed some of the programming that I've watched. I've learned that I love Murder, Death, Kill TV. I love Murder, Death, Kill TV. I love me a good mystery documentary. I love the law shows and all of that stuff. But I've also learned that the reason that I may enjoy these shows is because I operate and I'm comfortable in trauma. So watching trauma, especially if it's some real life documentary stuff, it's like, oh, it really got me going in. I swear Discovery ID and Oxygen Snap stayed on my top list. But yeah, I've changed the programming that I've watched. I still like a good documentary, but I'm looking for more educational, something that's going to open my mind, teach me something new about something that I thought I already knew.
Yeah.
And then the last one is spending time with myself. I like movement. So I'm forever looking for an intro dance class or some type of fitness aerobic class, that free one that you get, and then they try and rope you in for 10 more classes afterwards. I mean, I think about it.
Yes.
But yeah, like these are the things that are bringing me peace and bringing me happiness. And I'm going to go back to my doctor in 3 months, and we're going to see if she could lower that amlodipine and begin to wean me off of it, because I don't need it. And if anybody has, out there, I've heard about, I think it's turmeric, someone has taught me to take. Like, if y'all have those homemade remedies and more holistic, please send them my way. I'm willing to try them. I'm open
Yeah,
to exploring.
I love it. I love it. Thanks, Tiff. So for me, it's very similar. We have so much overlap. As a soft lifer, as I call myself, the habits that I had to create and the things that I had to nurture and cultivate, as Tiff said, is better self-care and soul care. Like, what soothes your soul? A lot of us don't even realize that a lot of the habits that we created are still not good for our nervous system, and so we wonder why we had a good day of doing things, but when it's time to lay down at night, we're still anxious. We still have those anxiety feelings. We still have the heart flutters. We still have the worry in the back of our mind that something didn't get done or didn't get finished. And that's because when you're only taking care of yourself, meaning your physical self, but you're ignoring your soul care, you are still going to have those issues. And so for me, soul care and my nervous system align. They marry. When I treat my soul well, she nurtures my nervous system. She nurtures my mindset. She helps me to calm down. Like I was telling you guys on my Savage episode last year, I don't even take melatonin anymore. I've learned to shut my mind off before bed. I've learned how to detach and disconnect. I don't scroll before I go to sleep. I don't watch, a show that will cause me to stay up all night with my wheels turning in my head. No, I soothe myself with affirmations or night stretch, with journaling, with even, prayer. There are so many things that I do to make sure that I calm myself down so that I can actually rest. Because a lot of y'all are going to bed, but you're still mentally awake. And so you wake up exhausted because you still have 50 million thoughts in your head. You're processing other people's opinions of you. You're processing what you've seen on social media. You're trying to calculate if you can buy something or go somewhere on a trip or do something like other people that you follow. Like, there's so much. We are advertised to subliminally and through our peripheral, I believe is 20,000 times a day. That's how many times there's marketing geniuses coming at your thoughts without you even realizing it. You're catching it in your peripheral. And so it's sitting in your subconscious. So when you go to lay down, your subconscious is like, yeah, you need Taco Bell. Yeah, you need McDonald's. Girl, did you see those shoes? Girl, you better go to that concert. All of that's in your head. Turn all that off. That is a great way to create a soft life, when your mind is not managing your day or managing your emotions. The next thing I want to say is regulate your emotions. It's okay to feel how you need to feel. I used to always try to cut off my feelings. Like, I ain't mad. Yes, you are. I ain't upset. That didn't hurt. Yes, it did. And it's okay to allow yourself to feel how you're feeling and then process it. The problem is many of us want to get past it without processing it. That is not a soft life. That's actually a very difficult life, because you have so many emotions that you suppress and subdued that you're going to snap. You're going to blow up. You're going to hurt yourself or somebody else. And that's not a soft life. That ain't a cute life at all. So make sure that you learn how to regulate your emotions. And the best way to do that is to feel your way through things. How do you feel about that? My diamonds had to do an assignment a couple of weeks ago where I asked them, tell me about an experience that you had recently. And I don't want to just know the experience. I want to know how the experience made you feel. How did you feel physically? We don't realize how we hold our breath when we're under stress. My therapist had to teach me that. She's like, you do realize when you're stressed, you hold your breath, you're not breathing. And I was like, oh gosh, she's right. I really do. Like, I tense up and I hold my breath and I'm not breathing when I'm under like severe stress. And that's not healthy. That's going to create all kinds of health issues, right? So again, learn to regulate your emotions. That is a part of building a soft life, by creating softness in you and then removing dis-ease, which we know is disease, is just dis-ease. So my last thing I wanted to say about cultivating a soft life is really knowing what's important to you and what makes you feel soft. Is it more feminine energy, as Tiff said earlier? Is it wearing, beautiful colors? Like, I'm starting to wear much more colors because it's feminine. It draws feminine energy when I'm softer in my attire and in my wardrobe. But I'm also doing things like drinking more water. I'm spending more time listening to music. I'm aware of the frequency of the music that I'm listening to. Like, all of those things are helping me to create a softer space for myself so that I can be myself in that space. It's recognizing what I need to be who I want to be. So those are my 3 tips. That's all I had. for cultivating, creating and cultivating a soft life. So, Tiff, let's drop a gem and let's get out the folks' way. We got literally 5 minutes. I think this is the first time we have ever ended the show on time. Look at
Girl. All right. So you said something about the music, and it made me think about there was a year I was really going through some stuff, and then you know how Spotify does your top 10 playlist. When
Mhm.
they played that, I was like, oh snap. Like I was angry. And it showed and it reflected in the music that I was selecting. So yeah, intentionally begin to shift your listening habits, even if it's the white noise that plays in the background when you're at work.
Yeah.
Your body will begin to pick up on the energy of the music, and music
Mhm.
calms the savage beast. So
Exactly.
all right, so here we go. Here's my gem, my final thought. Again, we're not having no graphics.
I got you. I got you. I'm here. I'm here.
Damn you, Apple. Um, soft girl season. Here we go. Embracing the soft girl season. Though it is a trend and it is popular, you need to make sure that you are in it for the long haul. In your soft girl season, treat yourself like you would a Fabergé egg or a newborn baby with love, care, and delicacy.
Wow. Wow, that's so good. That is so good. Well, the only thing I wanted to say, my gym kind of aligns with our topic tonight, but not really. It goes back to you. You know, I always want to offer a healing gem, if you will. And that is, there is no creating a soft life if you don't first work on those hard spots. You have to identify the places in your heart, in your spirit, in your mindset that are hard, because you can be like fluffy and charming everywhere else, but if that heart is hard and your mind is not soft enough to align with the lifestyle you're trying to build, you're going to be wasting your time. You're going to be spinning your wheels and you're going to grow frustrated. And then you're going to lean toward external things to give you that soft life when really it's up to you. So that's my gym for tonight. Gyms and gents, please identify the hard parts of you. What are those areas that you're hard because you're protecting yourself or you're just afraid to deal with yourself? You're suppressing the trauma, whatever it is, make sure that you get that out of your way so that you can truly create, cultivate, and enjoy a soft life because no one is exempt from a soft life. We all have the right, we're all eligible, we all have the right to live one. And so it's up to you to make that happen for you. And healing will be the prerequisite for a truly soft life. All right. So that's it. Remember, please like, share, subscribe, help us to grow. We believe that our content can help so many men and women. And so we hope that you would help us to accomplish that by sharing, liking, subscribing. It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing. It's free to do that. And of course, we will be back next week. We have a really exciting episode called Put the Ego Down. We have a special guest. His name is Toy McCoy. He is actually one of my leaders at church. And so, but just know, just because I said church, don't write him off. He's hilarious and he's going to bring great energy and y'all are really going to enjoy next week's episode. So make sure that you tune in, same time, same platform. Tell a friend to tell a gym. And until next time, Tiff, what do we want the people to do?
Hustle and shine.
Shine. Mwah, good night, folks. Oh, you know what? Because I almost forgot the outro. Like, I'm dead wrong.
Let's go. Let's go.